उस समय मीडिया में इसके बारे में चर्चा हुई थी, रूल बदला गया और अदानी जी को 6 एयरपोर्ट्स दिए गए।
Rahul Gandhi's attack in Parliament on the Adani Group's aviation foray was centered on what he called tweaks in rules to allegedly facilitate the Ahmedabad-based group's entry into the sector. He also made serious allegations of coercion by investigating agencies to force out the operator of the Mumbai airport before it was handed over to the Adanis. From running a private airstrip at Mundra, the Adani Group's transformation into the country's largest private developer in terms of number of airports handled and the second largest in terms of passenger traffic happened over less than 24 months. The group's entry into the airport sector came about even as the Union Finance Ministry and the Niti Aayog put on record objections regarding the 2019 airport bidding process that was subsequently overruled, clearing the way for the Adani Group. Let's rewind to 2018. Before bids were invited for the privatization of the airports at Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Mangalore, Jaipur, Guwahati and Thiruvananthapuram, the centre's Public-Private Partnership Appraisal Committee PPPAC had discussed the Civil Aviation Ministry's proposal for the process on December 11, 2018. During these discussions, a note from the Department of Economic Affairs, according to the minutes of the meeting, said, quote-unquote, "These 6 airports projects are highly capital-intensive projects. Hence, it is suggested to incorporate the clause that not more than 2 airports will be awarded to the same bidder, duly factoring the high financial risk and performance issues. Awarding them to different companies would also facilitate yardstick competition." The DEA's note dated December 10, 2018 to PPPAC was submitted by a director in the department's PPP cell. To buttress its argument, the DEA cited the precedent of the Delhi and Mumbai airports, where GMR, despite being the only qualified bidder originally, was not given both the airports. It also referred to the privatization of Delhi's power distribution, where the city was carved out into 3 zones and given to 2 separate companies. At the PPPAC meeting, according to the minutes, there was no discussion on this red flag raised by the DEA. On the same day, Niti Aayog raised a separate concern regarding the airport bidding, said a memo prepared by the PPP vertical of the government's key policy think tank, quote-unquote, "A bidder lacking sufficient technical capacity can well jeopardize the project and compromise the quality of services that the government is committed to provide." Now, in response to this, the PPPAC, chaired by the then DEA secretary, noted that the empowered group of secretaries had already decided that prior airport experience may neither be made a prerequisite for bidding nor a post-bid requirement. This will enlarge the competition for brownfield airports which are already functional. During the bidding process for the 6 AAI-run airports, the Adani Group outbid its rivals, including experienced players such as GMR Group, Zurich Airport and Cochin International Airport Limited, in addition to other infrastructure players, by a big margin in each of the 6 bids, thereby winning the rights to operate all 6 airports for a period of 50 years. Now, this was a departure from the privatization of Delhi and Mumbai airports, where the concession period was 30 years, in addition to the AAI holding 26% equity in both these airports. A year after it won the bids for the 6 airports, the Adani Group signed concession agreements for Ahmedabad, Mangaluru and Lucknow airports in February 2020. Then in March 2020, the group invoked a COVID-19 linked force majeure to seek a delay until February 2021 in taking over the 3 airports from AAI, citing difficulties in the transitioning processes, particularly with regard to the airport staff. The AAI had asked the group to take over the 3 airports by November 2020. 3 of these 6 airports, Ahmedabad, Mangaluru and Lucknow, were subsequently handed over to the Adani Group in November 2020. The concession agreement for the other 3 airports, Jaipur, Guwahati and Thiruvananthapuram, was signed between AAI and Adani Group in September 2020. Just under 6 months after it sought more time from AAI, citing the COVID-19 pandemic, the Adani Group went on to acquire a controlling interest in the country's 2nd largest airport in Mumbai and the upcoming Greenfield Airport in Navi Mumbai from the GVK Group. In the months before the Adani Group's takeover of the Mumbai airport, the GVK Group had signed an agreement with investors, including India's sovereign fund, in October 2019, trying to fend off the Adanis. But in less than a year, on August 31st, 2020, the GVK Group signed an agreement to let Adani Enterprises acquire its stake in Mumbai Airport and Navi Mumbai Airport. Incidentally, a month before it decided to throw in the towel, the GVK Group had to face the heat from multiple investigative agencies, with the ED conducting searches at the offices of GVK Group and the residences of its promoters in Mumbai and Hyderabad in connection with a money laundering case for alleged irregularities in the development of Mumbai International Airport.